Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I posted anything video game related on here, but I'm going to do an unboxing of this. This is the Analogue 3D, basically the FPGA emulation, so hardware emulated Nintendo 64. Just got this in the mail today. It is the day before Thanksgiving. So I know some people have been posting online, they got this already. So gonna unbox this, maybe try to show you a little bit of what it looks like on the TV. I don't have a capture card or anything like most people do when they show video game footage, so it might be my camera pointed at my TV screen, but I'll give you a little bit of that maybe, just to kind of show you some of the setup and what it looks like. But you can also find a bunch of other videos out there. So let's crack this open. This is the box that came in, by the way, and they shipped it to me using Amazon shipping. It didn't come from Amazon, but it came from Amazon shipping, which I didn't know was a thing, but apparently it is. So the tracking information had Amazon on it and everything. So box here. Right on top is 3DOS and controller update required with some QR codes. So if you have the, I think it's an 8-bit DOE controller, and then the console itself needs an update right away, I guess. So got this weird packing over here. The box. It's got this kind of weird packing material, kind of a cardboard mesh. So, and just an FYI, I did not get the controller. I do have actual N64 controllers, which it will utilize, so I will be utilizing those. Let's open this up. I'm going to switch the camera, I think. Let me at least get the plastic off of this. Let's see. What's the best way without really just cutting into this? Don't know, but FYI, I have this little tiny cutter. It's got a really like non-sharp but sharp blade that's good for cutting like boxes open and stuff. Rather than I see everybody always using like big huge knives. It always kind of freaks me out when I see that because I don't know what they're cutting into. But I have one of these little things which I guess can do the same damage as one of those knives. But let's see. Alright. Yeah, that did have a sticker on it somewhere. I thought, oh no, I guess the sticker is on here. Yeah, with a barcode and everything. So let me move the camera angle to an overhead view, and I'll open it up and show you what's inside from there. Alright, so I moved my table where I have a little more light because I didn't set up all my lights like I normally do. And let's open this up. The box has like a cardboardy fabric feel. It's a nice and very nice box. It says Analogue 3D right there. There are little logos on the side. There is some foam on the inside. Very well packaged. And this is the black one. They have a white one as well. So it looks like they give me a cable. I don't know what kind of cable. HDMI, I would assume. I hate to just rip through this, but let's see. Yeah, this is just an HDMI cable. So I'll just leave that there for now. This might be power. What kind of cable is this? Oh, this come out. There we go. USB-C power. And then they give you the power brick as well. USB-C power brick. Piece of plastic on it. So power it. And they give you the HDMI cable. Let's pop this out. It has weight to it. Definitely heavier, I think, than the N64 itself, which I do have over there. So, very cool. Doesn't have the actual power, is just a, that's a reset button, sorry. So the power button doesn't stay, it's just a, like an actual slider. Has the 4 connections up front, and in the back we have USB-C power, 2 USB-A's, HDMI, and an SD card. Is the card already in there? Does it come with a card? There is an SD card in there. I can't, usually you push in and they pop out, but let's see if I can, there we go. So yeah, it is an Analogue branded SD card. So that's kind of cool. So I believe that's how you update the firmware. I will check that link, update the firmware. Let me get a controller just to make sure it plugs in. Alright, and I'm back, and I have an original N64 controller. I don't have the Rumble Pack. I thought I did, but I'll have to get one of those. I might even buy the actual 8-bit Do controller, but for playing N64 games, even though these controllers are really weird, this is what I played with before, what I'm super used to. So we'll check this out, see how it plugs in. Plugs in just fine. So let me go through the firmware update and everything, and I'll see if I can get the camera on the screen. Not going to show the computer part, but I'll show it once I power this thing on, and grab a game or two and see how it looks. Alright guys, going to plug the Analogue X in, or Analogue 3D, sorry. I did update it, the firmware, or I did not update the firmware. I'm going to show you that process, but I put it on the memory card, the SD card, which when I plugged it into my computer directly, it had issues. It couldn't read it. It didn't even try. Like, it didn't pop in normally, so that was kind of weird. They do have another option where you actually take the USB-C and plug it into the USB-C on your computer, or it says you can also use the normal USB-A to C connection, whatever. And then it just sees the device as your memory card. So I was able to install or copy the files over that I downloaded from the internet. So we're going to plug this thing in and see what happens. So this is just a temporary setup I got in front of my TV. So again, sorry for the way this thing looks, since I don't have one of those fancy capture cards. But we'll power it on and see what happens here. I don't have a controller or anything plugged in right now. I want to say it said not to do that. So here we go. You can see it's updating the firmware. It was easy enough. It was just download a file and copy it into the root directory, the main directory of the memory card. So we'll see when this updates. And you may hear my heat furnace blowing in the background, as well as see the reflection off the screen of everything behind the camera. Alright, the update happened and it rebooted itself, but then actually nothing happened, so I powered it off and powered it back on. I was a little worried about that, but here we are. You can see it says make sure 8-bit Do 60 controller is blah blah blah. So it's talking about the 8-bit Do controller, which I do not have. So it talks about pairing buttons. So I'm just going to plug in my actual controller. There we go. It recognized it. This is my normal old school N64 controller. It says press the A button. It says make sure you have room, whatever. A button. It's got an agreement here, EULA, that nobody ever reads. Agree to that. Get the latest 3DOS, which I have. Skip OS update. Okay, Analogue is ready. A to continue. Gives you some basic stuff. OG controller. So, start a game. Rumble controller pack, which I do not have currently. So yeah, we'll just continue that. Okay. Got a couple games here. Gonna test. Well, first I have Majora's Mask. It's the fancy one with the lenticular thing on it. Pop that in. Hey, there you go. Recognize it right away. It would be cool if it had like a little graphic on there. Tells you information about it. Playtime, when it was added, all that stuff. Let me go ahead. Is there A to play? That to configure. Let's see. Configure. Virtual expansion pack on. Oops. How do I get over there? That's weird. Let's see. Oh, there we go. De-blur, 30-bit color, anti-aliasing, force hardware, auto clock. So basic stuff, display mode. I don't know what BVM means. What are my other options? CRT, PVM, BVM. We'll just leave it all at the defaults for now. Let's just give it a try. Looks like by default it has a CRT filter on. Took a little bit for the sound to kick in. I don't know if that's normal. It's been so long since I've tried this game. I think it is normal. This game is very weird compared to the original Legend of Zelda. Looks like it's working just fine. These are not me. I have not actually played this game since I got it. Because I got this a little while back, but haven't played it. Where's Dave? Let's just play these guys' games. Oops. I always get so confused by the A and B buttons on these. Let's see. There we go. Very cool. I don't know. Let me just reset. I don't know how to get back because I didn't pay attention to that hot button screen. Oh, that resets the game. I should have paid attention to the hot button screen. Powered off, powered on. And maybe I'll go into look at those hotkeys to see how do I get back. But actually, for now, I don't really care. This screen is my TV. Before it picks up the signal, so it takes a minute for it to pick up the signal, apparently. But yeah, let's see. Settings. HDMI. This is a 4K TV version. About. Where is? Said I could see the hotkeys. Oh, the user guide. Oh, just a link to the website. Awesome. Alright, let's just go back. Let's configure this a little bit. Let's try. Let's see, display mode. Image fit, original, stretch, zoom. No, I don't care about any of that. CRT. No. De-blur, 30-bit, anti-aliasing. Let's try that. Overclock, sure. A to confirm, B back. Try to play. See if it looks any different. I just turned on one setting. I don't know what any settings do. Oops. Don't know what that setting does. Looks basically the same to me. At least the words do. Probably can't tell on camera. But it definitely has a CRT filter on it. Of some sort. with the scan lines or whatever they call them. So I am just going to try another game. Gonna try Donkey Kong 64, which I believe does 100% require the expansion pack, but it did say virtual expansion pack enabled on that game. So do I have to click remove? Oh, cancel. Okay, it didn't like that the game was plugged in before I turned it on. But, and it says unknown cartridge for this. So, let's see what happens. Looks like nothing. Not liking Donkey Kong 64. There will probably be some cuts in here. There will probably be some cuts in here because just taking out some of the random reboots I'm doing. So let's first go over this unknown cartridge, hit remove, then it will forget the game. Okay, so now let's try plugging Donkey Kong in. Still says unknown cartridge. To configure, virtual expansion pack is on. Let's force original hardware. Try that. Overclock. Oops. Force original hardware. Back. Okay, so it's been forever since I've tried this game. Gonna pause here for a moment. I'm gonna try it on my original N64 to see if it works. Okay, the game was not working on my original NES. I did clean it with a 1-up cart and got it working. So we'll give it another try. Didn't seem to like that. Maybe? Let's see. Let's remove that. There we go, Donkey Kong 64. Okay, so it was just a dirty cartridge. Let's give it a try. And I did bring a couple other games just to test as well.
Hey. Here we go.
All right, looks like we're working. And I really wish I knew how to get out of the game without resetting the system. But we'll give it a try. We'll give Mario 64 also a try just for one last game. And actually, yeah. This one I had to clean also. I tried it in my original NES. It was actually already in there, and it was not powering on as well. So, clean this one. Got it working. I guess that, on me, I should clean my games more. There we go, Super Mario 64. Actually, before I even try it, since I know this one, we got GoldenEye also. And GoldenEye. Looks like it puts them in alphabetical order. Let's try GoldenEye, since GoldenEye is a classic as well. I mean, all these games are classics, not gonna lie. let's just kind of see how GoldenEye runs with the overclocking this thing does, because it normally runs pretty horrible. Looks like it's going pretty good. If you try to run this on like a software emulator, they run really bad. I forget how to do anything in this game. Forget how to turn. Forget how to shoot. So weird with these controls, since I'm so used to modern controls. We have 2 analog sticks, which this does not. But it does seem to run pretty well. So yeah, there you have it. Very cool. I will enjoy this. I will probably play more of my N64 games than I have in a while, since I can easily play them on a nice TV. I do have a CRT that I play the other ones, but it's kind of in a different room. I go into the game room and do that stuff. But yeah, definitely cool to have. Was a little pricey. I forget the exact price, but it was over $200. And that's with no controller, obviously. So you have to factor in money for a controller, whether it be an original controller, or if you buy that 8-bit dough, third-party aftermarket controller, the newer one. That's wireless, also that'll help. And then you have to factor in price of games. So a lot of stuff there to factor in to just get yourself up and running. Something if you already have a Nintendo 64 though, to be able to play on HDMI, newer modern TVs, then you already got everything else. So you're good to go there. So yeah, thanks for watching my video. All the YouTube garbage, like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.